was in 8th or 7th grade. I had a project. It was just a simple project of hooking up light bulbs, the circuitry for wiring the light bulbs, and then a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh, I actually enjoy this. I actually didn't know what engineering was. I just knew light bulbs dealt with electrical engineering until I got to college and figured out, okay, this is what engineering is. My name is Frankie Reed, and I graduated from the University of Michigan in 2015. Now I work at a Toyota Motor Company, and I design the electronics inside the vehicle, specifically the combi meter or the instrumenter cluster, which is your speedometer, tachometer area.
What do you find most exciting about what you do?
So the most exciting thing I find is being able to produce ideas for newer products. We can create any idea we want, and so I have one patent already that's not out on vehicles, but may be used in the future.
Definitely. Did you feel like you had like a kind of entrepreneurial interest, like back in college or anything like that? Because that kind of seems like you have that space to kind of explore and take on your own ideas at Toyota.
So in college, I would say I was creating ideas, but I wasn't working on those ideas because I didn't know how to do that. I think working at Toyota taught me the process more in depth of how to build an ideal up. Whereas going to college, it taught me the tools necessary, and work taught me how to use those tools in a sense.
And what is like the day-to-day life look like for you? Both, I guess, in terms of work and just regular day.
Pre-COVID, it was.
Pre-COVID. Today's day-to-day might look a little different.
Yeah, pre-COVID, go to work, check my emails. You'll have a lot of emails from Japan. Since Toyota is a Japanese company, we have to communicate across seas to Japan and other countries. You have to communicate properly so both sides can understand. So it's a challenging part, but I love it because I'm just expanding how to communicate with different cultures.
Definitely, yeah. And they talk a lot about that. I feel like in undergrad with the having to have a global perspective and know how to work with a bunch of different types of people. So.
And then I'll probably do some extracurricular activities within Toyota. We call it BPG. It's like NESBs and SWEs and stuff like that, but at Toyota it's called AAC. So I'll do some work with AAC to make sure I'm still connected to the pipeline. And then I don't know, a lot of meetings after that. Then I return home and try to work on some of my own businesses, and then go to sleep. Working.
I hear you. But now thinking back like to college, what were some of like your favorite memories or some highlights and experiences that you had while at Michigan?
Some of my favorite memories is the NESB meetings, National Society of Black Engineers meetings, every Friday or every other Friday. The food at those meetings, you'll understand once you go to college. The food.
No, the food's amazing at the meetings. Yes.
And just the camaraderie of the NESB chapter, especially during certain times of the year where things go downhill or things may happen. That family definitely came in strong, and being able to contact them and have them relate to what you're going through.
Right, definitely feel you on the NESB part. That's definitely what made my own college experience kind of come together, and I have that community. Do you feel like your time in college prepared you or didn't prepare you for your current role? Or I guess in what ways did it prepare you?
So a lot of times for tests and in classes, before in class, you'll go through problems, but once you reach the test, none of the problems that you saw in class will be on that test. So University of Michigan gave me the tools, and for every test, it was basically a new situation that I had the tools to solve it. So it gave me the ability to solve problems that I didn't see before with the tools that I learned.
And if you were to kind of go back and give, I guess, current students or prospective engineering students advice on, how to make the most of college and, like what to get into, what would you say to them, especially, those in your major who are double E?
Freshman year, I didn't know like who I was. I was still learning. But by the time I left college, I kind of had an understanding of like, this is the things I like to do and this is the things I don't like to do. And had fun learning that process. So, yeah, stay connected with your NSBE family, or family period at University of Michigan. Any group that you have at college, you want to stay as close knit to them as possible, because in a lot of times those are the people that help you get through. And then I guess the last thing is write down a base understanding of why you are where you are. And don't forget that, because a lot of situations that you'll run into will try to make you forget those things. A lot of people you run into will try to make you forget who you are and why you are there. So always return back to your base and keep your faith and keep going, because the world needs you and I need you. And it's just such a better place with you in the world.
You shake that. Good things to live by for sure.